Hello friends, we're going to start off by installing the MUT-3 software. I've already copied the contents of the CD they sent me into this folder on the desktop. So I'll start off by looking at the README. And the README says to click MUT-3 install 1.bat, then MUT-3 install 2.bat. Very helpful. So now we're going to look at the contents of MUT-3 install 1.bat and VS Code. VS Code is just a very fancy text editor. So you can see that it looks at a certain registry value, and depending on what that value is, if it's PRU, outputs Guam and then runs MUT-3 check. If it's PRG, it outputs export, then runs MUT-3 check, and otherwise it prints an error message. So we're going to run it as administrator. And it says updating is unnecessary. Now we'll look at MUT-3 install 2.bat. So you can see this adds a bunch of registry keys. And then below that it copies a folder. And then below that it runs install.bat from within that folder. So now we're going to run this as administrator. The reason the installation is already done is because I actually screen recorded the installation itself, but at the end of the installation process, it automatically restarted the computer, which caused me to lose my screen recording. Now we're going to take a quick look at the file it copied and what install.bat does. So as you can see here, install.bat tries to get administrative permissions after it copies the file, and then below that you can see it tries to install VCI Manager on the desktop. So now since we've already run the script, you can see on my desktop we have VCI 3 Wi-Fi Manager. And then you can see its true location as it's creating a symbolic link of sorts. It's also interesting as this adapter.txt file. This is the adapter you choose when you open the MUT-3 SE software. If you've accidentally chosen the wrong adapter, you can clear this file out and then save it as an empty file. Then it'll prompt you again the next time you open the software for which adapter you'd like to use. Now that we're in the car, this is the box my fake MUT-3 came in. See under this cover is a DC jack. I don't know what that's for. This cover is an empty hole. This side is a USB port and another empty hole. That had a cover but it fell off. Get a USB cable, type A to type B, and the OBD2 cable. Then you get your very own MUT-3 sticker to put on the device. And these covers that fell off. There was also a CD with the MUT-3 software in this box. I had to buy a CD reader to use this. I've only ever been able to use this with the wireless VCI connection, so I don't need the USB cable. I'm not sure how to make the USB connection work. After plugging it in, we will start the car. Now we're going to start off by opening our VCI 3 Wi-Fi Manager software. This automatically continuously pulls for VCI devices, and we're going to connect to the Wi-Fi hotspot called Upstar, which is created by the MUT-3 device. After it connects, it'll take about 30 or so seconds for it to show up in the VCI 3 Wi-Fi Manager software. After a few seconds, our VCI device appears in the list. If we right click and click Properties, You can see some kind of useless information about the device. I'll right-click use this device, and you expect the MUT-3 SE software to open, but no, it does not. So after a few minutes of thinking, I realized you have to right-click and then auto use the device, which for some reason works. I don't really know why. Okay, now we're in. Just for reference, we'll look at the other VCI manager options real quickly. So if I right click on this and then properties, nothing useful here. Right click on this, properties, again nothing super useful. Here we can see the device's IP address and port, and then we can also see the latency, which really doesn't matter unless you're very physically far from the device and want to ensure you have a reliable connection. Now let's jump right into the MUT-3 software. So the SMV is supposed to be the service manual viewer. It doesn't work for me. I think they might have stripped it out on this copy that I purchased. Then what's new takes you to a larger version of the changelog. This is more or less useless to me as I can't actually receive any updates. Below that we have the MUT-3 manual. This is also not super useful. It tells you not to drop the device. A very brief overview of the user interface. This document has nothing that's specific to our vehicle. One thing that is interesting is this does mention the drive recorder feature, but that's, we're going to see later in this video, that's not actually supported on this device. Moving on. This topics thing. I'm actually not sure if this is written by the Chinese company that sold me the hardware or by Mitsubishi themselves. Very interesting, they mentioned the Colt Cabriolet here. Search for drive recorder. Let's see. It's the drive recorder is not supported on the MUT-3 SE with this device. Yeah, it's a very boring document. Let's just move on. So the configuration, there's not many options. Font size, language, I have no idea what this code input thing is for. And connection, the only option is internet. Moving on to the actual useful thing, the STV. So we're going to choose number 2, press enter. This is what gets saved to that adapter.txt file we talked about earlier. So if you choose the wrong one here, it'll be permanently saved to that txt file. And there is no way to change it from here. Yes. So you can see it auto-populated data about the vehicle. I think this is Mitsubishi Mirage North America. So I'm in Canada. It can only be Mitsubishi. I don't know what type is. I have no idea what class is. 2015 Mirage is correct. 3892 is the only engine option. This is a CVT. And this is my VIN. Let's see if I can go full screen. I guess that is the full screen. Interesting. Okay. And the reason the UI is like this is because it's meant to be used without a mouse. So if you're like wearing gloves, you want to keep your computer clean or whatever, you can interact with this purely using the function keys. We'll start with whatever the VIN readout is. You can see that it's supposed to auto-populate this, but that already happened. The check mark OK is the same as double-clicking an item in the list. This print button just gives you this print screen option. It opens the normal print dialog. See here. So we'll start with MFI. So I'll click check mark. Check chart for problem symptoms just opens up a broken website. DTC is going to be blank for me because I don't have any. DTC procedure from service manual is, again, an empty website. So none of these are relevant to me. Erase DTCs, I don't have any, so it won't do anything. Freeze frame data shows you like when the DTC was stored. There are none for me because I don't have any DTCs. Moving on, I have the data list. Clicking data list here, again takes you to this website that's broken. I'm going to scroll through this slowly. I believe these are throttle position sensors, so I press the accelerator. Yeah, you can see the change. EPS steering current. Here, let me turn the steering wheel. Yeah, you can see that changes. It's a lot more current than I thought it would need. It's quite a powerful power steering motor. It's very cool to see the fuel level gauge as a percentage. I'll press the brakes. You can see it turns on. I think this is the air-fuel ratio. The target in closed-loop operation would be 1.0. I don't have air conditioning, which is why you see these zeros for AC values. Or air conditioning related sensor values. You can also see this plotted as a graph. Same data points. You can toggle to I think it's a taller graph where it plots multiple of these on a single graph. You can go back to the text view. We can also choose which of these we want to view. And this makes the graph more usable. Maybe this graph. Yeah, nothing super interesting. Can adjust the scale. I can pause the graph generation. Back. Let's go back to the data list. One thing I want to look at is how the export works. So if we move everything back over I'm going to click this snapshot button. Where does this even go? AD2510. Let's search for that. AD2510. Wonderful. What a time to be alive. Maybe the desktop. MUT data. Ah, yes. Yeah, so I'll make this available in the video description for people that are interested in seeing what sensor data is available. Maybe to help them decide if they want to buy one of these. Going back. Next we'll look at the actuator test. I'm not going to try these, it's too scary. Injector stop. Absolutely not. We'll try the radiator fan high. And check mark to start. Yes. Unable to start. Wonderful. Okay, the other ones, these are too scary for me to try. Service manual table. Again, this broken website. Data list just shows us the other data list we were looking at before. The idea is you can look at the data while running one of the tests. Going back. Have drive recorder, which doesn't work, as we discussed. The special function. ECU information. Nothing useful here, honestly. Original and current are to see if you bought a used ECU. DTCs is again blank. I have no idea what evap leak monitor is. I don't feel like testing this because there's no more emissions test where I live. Learn value reset's really unclear about what it does. It doesn't tell us what it learned or what will be reset, so we're not going to try this. I think mode $06 is some sort of emission testing thingy. Nothing super interesting here. And use performance tracking. Ignition cycle count. The number seems maybe low, I'm not sure. That's based on the last time I changed the battery. or if that's stored in persistent storage or volatile storage, I'm not sure. I don't know what these numerator and denominator things mean. I have no idea what kind of performance tracking this is supposed to be doing. I don't know what a numerator or denominator means here. Alright, moving on. Let's go back. Okay. Starter counter writing. Not supported. Okay, go back. Went back too far. I guess when we clicked OK on the not supported, it was going to take us back anyway. We just had to be patient. Whatever. Go back to MFI, back to special function. We were on starter counter initialization this time. Not supported. Okay. Yeah. I guess it always takes us back to the home page. What a great design. Timing chain maintenance. Learned value read and save. Sure. I'm not sure what display. This is for me to change the VIN. Oh. Okay then. Let's go back. Is this just to store the VIN? Oh, learned value is saved to file. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, is it some BS file in like its own file system? Let's see. Maybe it is. Save, delete. What does that even mean? Is this trying to like save to external media? LND2. Enter. LND2 dash 251 022. I gotta make this capital. LND. See if we can find the file together. A very janky system. Maybe go back to the MUT-3. Let's see what the options are. Can display input screen. Okay, this is very useless. Let's press the X. Can print. Let us print the data. No, I think it's to print a screenshot. What a joke. Yeah, so I have no idea how to actually view this data. The funniest part about this is I can't even open the MUT-3 software without sitting in the car, which is really annoying. Let's try the other options. Write learned value. Oh, this takes me to the saved data. So I guess you could save it once and then write it to a new EC or something. I'm not going to try the reset. This mode $0A. I have no idea what this is. I don't even know what a PDTC is. I have no idea what this is. OBFCM. Okay, moving on. The readiness test. That's for emissions. That's it. Very boring. Back. Coding. VIN writing. This vehicle has the immobilizer. Okay. Please enter fast IMMO system in main screen. Move to special function, then execute chassis number VIN registration. Okay. Wonderful, it just kicked me back here. Very intuitive software we're using here. We were just here, so we'll go back. VIN information. Which tells us the current and original in case it has been replaced. On vehicle coding. No idea what this is. Coding information and copy. And the VIN, model, gear ratio. The tire circumference. I'd actually like to change this because I'm running slightly oversized tires right now. I have 185, 65, 14 tires on the vehicle right now. Just slightly larger than this. Immobilizer present, that's correct. ABS is not present, but I think it's either ABS or ASC and not both. That's the way Mitsubishi has it set up, maybe. EPS, I think, is electric power steering. Eco indicators, that light on the dash, tells you you're driving efficiently. I'd like to turn that off or make it not present if possible. AC not present, power windows not present. Cruise control not present. I'm not sure what OSS is. FCM, forward collision mitigation, not present. That's correct. No compressor. That's correct. I have no AC. Go back. Back. Now I'll go on to the next computer. The CVT. This again opens up the gimmicky website that doesn't work. TTCs, I don't have any. No trouble codes. Data list is going to be interesting. There's the CVT oil temperature sensor, which a lot of people are interested in. Zero RPM because I'm stationary. That's correct. Accelerator position 0%. Let's change that. Yeah, it does work. Oil temperature is something a lot of people are interested in. Not sure what the difference between an inferred vehicle speed and a real vehicle speed would be. This might be for the torque converter, like input-output, but I'm not sure. Some of these data points, like brake fluid pressure, are something that the ECU probably receives over the CAN bus. I'm sure it doesn't have a brake fluid pressure sensor. Something the ABS module must be telling it. The auxiliary gearbox, first gear. It's because the Mitsubishi Mirage has two transmissions in series. The auxiliary gearbox and then the CVT, that's a belt. Idle neutral is not active because the vehicle is in park. Indicator P is on because the vehicle is in park. These are all like independent wires, sensors that are wired straight to the CVT, I believe. That's why they're separate data points on this. Brake switch being off, let's press the pedal. Oop, it turns on. There are no pedal shifters in this car, so I'm not sure why these are here. Might just be standardized for the transmission. ABS, traction control, and active stability control actuation signals. I think that's because they can command the vehicle to accelerate or decelerate. Surprised there's DS mentioned this because this vehicle doesn't have DS. I don't think it was a thing in 2015 when this vehicle came out. And again, there's the chart, the graph. Doesn't really matter. Yeah. And we can save this. And again, I'll put a copy in the vehicle and the video description. Let's go back. No actuator test. Drive recorder again doesn't work. Special functions. Emissions gas mode. Emission test mode. We're not going to try this. I don't care. CVT oil degradation level. I have absolutely no idea what this value means. But apparently I can reset it. We're not going to try this. ECU information. Again, this is very boring information about the ECU. Sensor calibration. I have the G sensor that's built in to the CVT. It's here gradients. It's not completed calibration, which is kind of weird to me, I guess. Maybe they don't calibrate them from the factory, I don't know. We're not going to try this though. Electric oil pump air bleeding. I don't actually have the electric oil pump. It's not included in this vehicle. The electric pump is for vehicles with auto stop and go. The electric pump maintains the fluid pressure when the engine's off, so that when the engine restarts, you can start moving more quickly. I don't have that. There's no auto stop and go North America for the Mirages. There's a reset button. I have no idea what CV initial and learn value means. We're not going to try that. Can't reset something I don't understand. At least I shouldn't. Next, there's data readout. I have no idea what this gibberish means. You can see it. Data list takes us to the broken website. Why not? We'll save this. Why not? Might take a while for it to pull every data point though. 1138 items. And we just saw the manual. It says it pulls one every like 20 milliseconds, the pulling rate. But it can pull multiple ones. I don't know how long it's like. Oh, there we go. It's pretty quick actually. Who was I to complain? Let's go back. Next we'll do whatever 4WS means. We'll skip this, the data list. Motor current, engine speed, vehicle speed. Oh, this is probably the electronic power steering. Let's see. I'll turn the steering wheel. Yeah. Engine speed and vehicle speed are, I think, both factors in how the electronic power steering works. The assist changes with the vehicle speed, and there is no assist when the engine speed is 0 RPM. I'm actually not sure why that is. Not sure what these data points are. Notably, there's 2 torque sensors because most EPS systems have at least 2. to ensure that if there's a difference between the two, the EPS system will stop working instead of it steering you into a wall or something. I'll save this, include in the video description, so why not? Sure. Back. Actuator test. Oh, it's a vehicle speed input. Let me grab my camera and we'll record this. So right now with one finger I can turn the steering wheel. Yeah. Now we'll set the vehicle speed to 150. Okay. Apply. Now you'll see. I can't turn the wheel. I can't turn it. Yeah. Now on the actuator test. Okay. Again, data list is just the same data list we saw before, just so you can see the data while you're performing the test. And we'll go back. I don't know what test item number means. Not sure what the 10 is. There's only one option. Back. File recorder again not supported. Special functions. ECU information. I mean, this probably would be cool if I could figure out what any of this meant. Like, I don't even know what EPS system is in this vehicle. Let's go back, back, back. Next is the ABS system. I'll skip these. We'll go to data list. Wheel speed sensors. A G-force sensor. I'm not sure if this G-force sensor is independent or shared with the CVT. I think it might be independent, because that had its own calibration thingy. The master cylinder pressure. Let's try and apply the brakes. Yeah, we can see how that changes. Steering angle. Turn the steering wheel. Not sure why that's not changing actually. Interesting. I guess a little slow. Engine speed, engine torque. I don't know what APP means. Allow active stability control torque request. That's the thing I mentioned earlier. The active stability control system can request more torque from the engine. Not sure what target gear and actual gear. I don't know why the ASC system wanted to know what gear we're in. Maybe it disables itself when the vehicle's in neutral to allow it to be towed without the ASC system interfering. I'm not sure. Stoplight switch, let's press the brakes. Maybe this is just really slow. Who knows? Let's try and lower the parking brake. Make sure we're in park. Yeah. Yeah, the parking brake switch does work. When off, then on. Tire circumference. I'm not sure why the ASC. I guess the ASC system needs that to calculate our speed. It's interesting. Again, we'll export and include this in the video description. Okay. Back. Special functions. Mission gas mode. Mission test mode. I don't want to try that. Let's go back. SEO information. Got a bunch of useful stuff I don't really know what to do with. Sensor calibration. Those might be the G sensor. Yeah, the yaw rate G sensor. And the SAS sensor is the steering angle sensor. I think the offset is what I would like adjust by calibrating this, because the steering wheel is like splined but it's not keyed, so you can, if you remove it, you can install it like in a slightly different way, and then there'd be like an offset. Back. I guess we skipped actuator test. Let's go to that. Front, let's try rear left wheel ABS drive. Sure. I'm gonna try and turn up the microphone sensitivity a little bit so you guys can hear it. We'll do it again. Yes. Can't hear the ABS pump running. Let's try the right rear wheel TCL drive. I don't know what that is. Okay. It's a very scary sound. Okay. Engine TCL drive. Let's try that. Nothing happened. Okay. Try ESS test mode. I think this is emergency stop system. I think it's where it like flashes the hazard lights when you slam on the brakes and ABS activates. I don't believe they have this in the North American market. We can try it though. Okay. Yeah, nothing happened. Let's go back. So we're going back again. Now we have the airbag system. Skip these. Data list. Elimination. I don't know what elimination times means. But okay. Let's go back. Actuator test. SRS warning light. Sure, let's try that. Okay. Yeah, the light on the dash comes on here. I'll take a video. Alright, next we have the passenger SRS off light. Sure. Okay. I'm actually not sure how this test works because the off light's already on because I don't have a passenger. Let's try the passenger SRS on light. Okay. Nothing happens. I think it's because this car doesn't have an SRS on light. I think it just has an off light, and then the absence of the off light indicates it's on, which is kind of funny when you think about it. We'll go back. Special functions. ECU information. The SRS system again has the VIN original and current to see if you have a used SRS system from like a salvage vehicle or something. Back. Coding. The VIN number, current, original, on vehicle coding. I think it's just the VIN. Yes, just the VIN number input. Coding information and copy. The VIN. Then we have some information here. Driver's airbag, passenger airbag. I think first and second might mean they're two-stage airbags. And there's a driver pretensioner, passenger pretensioner, lap pretentious. I'm not sure how that would work because it's a single belt. Side airbags present. Driver knee airbag, curtain airbags. Passenger knee airbag, the Mirage doesn't have in this market. G sensor. Right hand, left hand. Right hand, left hand. B pillar sensors. There are no C pillar sensors. This is only a 2-row vehicle, so that's somewhat uncommon. High voltage cutoff sensor I think would be for electric and plug-in hybrid vehicles. The driver's seat position indicator is a sensor built into the driver's seat rail that measures how far back the seat is on the rail, determines whether or not the airbag should fire. Driver buckle detectors, the seat belt. Yeah, the seat position indicator sensor for driver only. Passenger cutoff light. I think that's when the airbags are off. There's like a light on the roof for that when there's no weight on the passenger seat. Occupant classification module present. That's the sensor like on the passenger seat that determines whether or not a passenger is present. Rollover sensor being not present actually really surprised me because this car has curtain airbags, so you'd think they'd go off when you roll over. But maybe that's just a side impact thing. I have no idea what these crash parameter flags are. They're probably like secrets from Mitsubishi has. Let's try saving at hard disk. Sure. Maybe I'll upload this in the YouTube description as well. Interesting. Let's go back. Chassis number, VIN writing. Nothing interesting. I guess this is that. Next computer. Air conditioning I don't have. If I click on it, the program kind of crashes because it waits for the ECU to communicate with it. That never happens. ETACS. That's where most of the customization happens for like end user, like driver add-ons and that sort of thing. Data list. Driver door switch, wipers. Steering lock switch I think might be like a push to start only thing. Not sure. Headlight, let's turn on the high beams. Yeah, cool. Turn signals, wipers, washers. Lock, unlock. I don't have power door locks. Illumination, power supplies, turn on the parking lights. I thought it would be the parking lights. I'm not sure what it is. The shift lock is the clicking noise you hear when you press the brakes while the vehicle's in park. Stops you from shifting out of park without the brakes pressed. So it kind of like stops passengers from accidentally shifting you out of park or your knee. So I press on the brake pedal. See both of them switch together. Now we'll export this. Okay. Go back. Drive recorder again doesn't work. Special function, ECU information. And this mumbo jumbo that means nothing to me. Customization. That sounds interesting. So you can adjust the turn signal power source, which I mentioned in my front turn signal bulb replacement video. I have no idea why you'd want to be able to do this. The comfort flasher is when you press the turn signal halfway down, the light flashes 3 times. So you can disable that. You can change how long you'd have to hold it down. Vehicle speed dependent wipers. Wipers. I don't know what wiper synchronized washer even is. Maybe it turns on the wipers after you've like sprayed the windshield with washer fluid, I think. Headlight auto cut. I have no idea what that is. Yeah, nothing super interesting. Customization information. Let's see. This is just the current state of the things we could customize. Let's save that. Sure. I have no idea what DOF cuff file format is, but okay. Let's go back. Customization reset. Let's not do that. Back. We were just looking at the special function, I believe. Yeah. So now we'll try coding. Then, sure. So let's change the VIN, I think. This is the vehicle's configuration. The independent driver and passenger seatbelt reminders. Interesting. Rent a car mode. Available, but I don't actually know how to turn that on or off. Traction control, electric power steering. I think this is the occupant classification module. I'm not sure what an ORC is. There's no TPMS in this vehicle from the factory. Auto stop and go is not available in this market. Again, we see a tire circumference reference, but I don't know how to change that. It says eco gauge not present. I think that's for the other markets. They have the cool eco gauge instead of just a light. It's like a dial that you fill as you drive well, to make sure you drive well continuously, or encourage you to at least. There is a theft alarm in this vehicle. Like, it doesn't work in my vehicle. I'm not sure if it does in any market or any Mirage. Some people in the owner's forum have instructions on how to enable it. DRL signal. I don't know what B-spec means, but my car just pulse width modulates the high beams to make the DRLs. I don't have any like dedicated DRL bulbs. I do have a rear defogger timer. If you turn on like the rear defrost thingy, it cuts off after like a half hour or something. Not sure how useful that is. The owner's manual I think says it's going to save me some gas. I don't have rear power windows. Yeah, so it's 27 watts in the front, 21 in the rear, and then 5 watts on the fenders. Yeah, I don't have fog lights. I don't have power door locks. Yeah, let's just save this. Sure. Okay. Let's go back. Option coding. Can add keyless interesting. I don't know what RLS is. Apparently I can enable a compressor, but it's not easy to retrofit air conditioning. Front fog lights would be cool to enable. I'm not sure what change OK and change NG means. Like, would that prevent me from changing in the future? I don't know. Not sure what a dual horn would be. I'm not sure why there's 4 options. I'm not sure if like change NG locks me from changing in the future or something. I have no idea what an ESS cancel function is. Select file. I guess you can like quickly code all these options by selecting a file. I'm not sure why you'd want to. Maybe it says used in the factory or something. Go back. Option coding information. This is like the current state. Nothing super interesting. Save that. Sure. I don't know what an OPF file format is, but sure. Guess this lets me write a new VIN. So I can't copy paste from this. Wonderful. Great design, Mitsubishi. Go back. So what is on vehicle coding asks for the VIN. Does this give me options? Or does it just... Maybe it gives me options. Let's see. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm dumb. Let's see. But I can't copy paste the friggin' VIN. Okay, let me see. Maybe I have the ownership. Yeah. Oh, wonderful. We're in business. Let's go back. Let's go on vehicle coding. And I'll input the VIN. L32 A3 HJ 1 FH 050391. Okay. Oh! This lets me write a whole con file. I don't know what's in a con file. I guess this is like the one I exported. Oh, this is just the computer directory. Okay. Weird. I guess if I had a con file, I could write it to the car. Oh. Oh, this lets me change all the options. Hey, yo. Interesting. Go back. Let's go back. Go back. Okay, we'll go back. That was the coding they were just looking at, right? Yeah. Yeah. Let's try TPMS. This car doesn't have TPMS. It's not required in Canada. I'm not sure Mitsubishi offers it in Canada at all, but let's see. Data list. Air pressure. Yeah, I don't have TPMS. I wonder if I could add a TPMS sensor. I'll export this just in case I don't find it useful. I wonder if it has like the hardware to read TPMS sensor data. Let's see. So special functions. ECU information. Oh, that's pretty useful. Tire pressure sensor registration. 5 tires. I guess you got like a spare with a sensor. So you can change the pressure, you can register. So I feel like okay, does it like kind of work? Sure. Not supported by the ECU. RIP. Go back. Sensor ID check, not supported. This seems like the same as the other thing. I don't know what set 2 means. Oh, maybe you can have like 2 sets of tires, like a summer and winter set. Interesting. Go back. The meter is the gauge cluster. Only 4 more to go. Data list. Fuel gauge. It's very cool to see it as a percentage instead of like the 8 rectangles you see on the gauge cluster. We'll save this for fun. Okay, let's check on the computer battery. 60%, we're doing pretty good. Back. Actuator test. Speedometer, tachometer, fuel gauge, meter. Well, we'll try these. Why not? Let me bust out the phone. Speedometer. Pointer setting 40. 140. Okay. Zoom. Next we'll try tachometer. Sure. Yeah. Now we can do fuel gauge. Might help with the backlight. Just turn it on myself. Let's try like 100. Maybe less is more? That was pretty funny. Let's see. Let's try 0. One. 13 to, what a weird range. 13. I guess that's full. Interesting. Okay. Sure. Next we try illumination. Turn the lights off by hand. Not super interesting. Let's try maximum brightness. Sure. Yeah, what's interesting is the meter's on, but the rest of the car is dim. Yeah. Moving on. Okay. Back. Special function. ECU information. Whatever. Service reminder. Extra reminder. You can add an extra reminder. I don't know why you'd want to do this. So the dealer can make more money, I guess. See, my current schedule is off display, which is correct. So I have a YouTube video on how to turn it off if you don't know how to do that. Extra reminder, cancel. Reminder schedule set. Value adjustment. Suppose okay. Let's see how to set the extra reminder. So you just input distance and months, I guess. Interesting. Let's go back. Periodic reminder schedule set. Off display, that's the one it is right now. Yeah, you can see. There's a lot of options. And there's function off, which I think might remove the off display from the display when I cycle through the options. Should be nice. And that's whatever. I have integrated value adjustment. Let's see. I think this lets me like change what it's set to in case I change the car battery. That data doesn't persist when the battery is disconnected. I wonder if my dealers go through trouble setting that. Optional interval for mileage. Maybe this is for like a custom reminder interval. I don't know. Nor do I really care. I don't use this feature. Turn signal sound customization. This was briefly mentioned in my how to replace a front turn signal bulb video, and there are options. I won't try them here, but yeah, interesting to see. There's a test option, the LCD, the buzzer, the pointer, illumination. We'll do the LCD. Well, I'll record this. Go. Yeah, very boring. Notably, there are fog lights, but not cruise control. And the low temperature indicator, the green temperature light, doesn't turn on. Because it's two colors, one bulb. Moving on. Back. Now we have the SAS, the steering angle sensor. It's going to be pretty boring. Special function. ECU information. The steering angle sensor is actually like an independent computer that writes to CAN bus. I thought it would be tied to like the power steering or something, but that's not necessary in this car. Power steering is purely based on vehicle speed, engine RPM, and the torque you're applying to the steering wheel. There's no like driver assistance aids like lane trace assist or lane centering assist, where it would need to know the steering angle and then turn the wheel for you. And you can calibrate the steering angle sensor. We're not going to try this, no. Back. And there's whatever this is. Keyless entry. I wish I had that. Data list. 2 transponder keys. That's correct. Back. Special function. ECU information. Sure. Change password. I don't actually know what a password is. Yeah. I don't know what my current password is. I don't know who set this password, where they come from. Keyless ID registration not supported. Wonderful. Keyless reception. I don't have keyless. Yeah. Key registration. I don't know the password, so it doesn't even work. Key registration by barcode. I don't know the password. PHEV, plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. Key registration. Let's see. Not sure what that did. PHEV key code registration. Let's see. I have no idea what that does. Okay. Where were we? So that was coding is just the VIN writing. Already written. I think it doesn't let you change the VIN. Not sure about that though. Might be a feature to stop you from like maybe taking your computer, putting it into like another Mirage and stealing it. Not sure. Let's go back again. Now with the occupant classification module. Data list. Empty. I don't have a passenger in the vehicle alone right now, so that makes sense. I'll export this for fun. Sure. Back. Special function. ECU information. Nothing super interesting. Back. Now there's these 4 remaining buttons. Leftmost one is to diagnose CAN bus issues. I don't have fast, I don't have push to start, I don't have air conditioning. Okay. If I clicked that I had those and it didn't detect that they were on the CAN bus network, then it would show me the error. You can see here, there are no issues. I think clicking start diagnosis just tests that I can communicate with all these modules, and they're white because it can't communicate with them. This just opens up that one web page that shows nothing. If I go back and I click on this again and then I add these options, let's see. Where'd they go? What? Okay, equipped, sure. Why not? Let's go. Run diagnosis. Maybe it just freezes on me because I can't communicate the modules. I imagine Mitsubishi gives very generous time allocations for things to kind of work intermittently. Oh boy. Maybe this was not a good idea. Communication disconnection. Okay. What a joke. Okay. I have no idea how this works. Back. Notably in this diagram though, you can see all the modules are on a single CAN bus connector. JC means joint connector. They're all wired together, so that's why this MUT-3 software, very janky software, can communicate with any one of these modules directly through the OBD port. There's no need to go through like middle computer. Everything's on one network. All DTC, read all DTCs. I don't know what an FFT is. Yeah, if you click OK, sure. It doesn't actually take as long as I thought it would. Just communicates with the modules one by one, checking if they have any diagnostic trouble codes. This is equivalent to what we did flipping through them one by one in the options list, clicking the diagnostic trouble codes option. I wonder if it'll have a problem at air conditioning. Should I have unchecked that? Can I abort? Life's tough when we don't have air conditioning. Cancel, okay. Let's uncheck air conditioning and try again. I think there will be no diagnostic trouble codes. I've already cleared ones that were present using this in a previous attempt at filming this video. Wonderful, there are no diagnostic trouble codes. Let's go back. Erase and read is such a funny sounding like option. Like, why would you want a separate op menu to just delete things you've never seen before? Interesting. The next option is ECU reprogramming. I don't know what STB means. Let's try that first. Let's try something that doesn't sound important. The meter. Okay. Error failed. Okay. Maybe it's not supported. Let's try that MFI. Error. Okay. Actually not sure what ECU reprogramming is supposed to do. We try the STB data list. Not very useful. I think K-line is not used by this vehicle. Sure. Okay. I have no idea what this list is. Okay. No, let's not do this. I'm not sure what this does. Customer complaint on the Peugeot 2014 to 2016. I have no idea why one would use this database. The 99 gallons. Huh? I don't know what that is. Customer complaint. I think it's telling me I'm supposed to like update the computer because of this complaint. It doesn't. I don't know any ETV. I don't even know what this is. Whatever. Not relevant. Back. Finally, have this thing called SP, the special function. Drive recorder. I don't have access to this, I don't believe. Yeah, not supported. RIP. I don't have an MIUV. I don't have a PHEV. Fuel consumption I think doesn't work. Let's see. Doesn't work. Not supported. Electricity consumption I think also doesn't work. We have the Mac key update. I think this is only for the Outlander PHEV. It's like a security feature. I think it's some sort of signature for the anti-theft system where you need a code from the manufacturer to allow you to program new keys. That's it. Yeah. I think this button just populates this data, yeah. Erase empties this. It's kind of weird feature. I guess it doesn't matter if you change it. Alright, let's close this. Okay. Let's go back. Exit. We also have the MUT-3 software. Oh, I found the file we were looking for. Less. Alright. Never used this before. Service manual viewer. Select a vehicle. Wonderful. I think this also doesn't work. Okay. MUT-3 manual. I think it's very similar to the MUT-3 SE manual. Not sure it's the same. I think it's just alright, let's close. Configuration. Environmental settings. No idea what this means. Password, I don't know the password. Show settings. Where do I store this? I don't have service manuals. I haven't stored them anywhere. Units. Whatever. No printer, no language. That doesn't matter. Data update. Okay, whatever. Installed service manuals. I don't have any. Any password I don't have. A vehicle database update. Service manual update needs a password I don't have. Log management doesn't work. Let's go back to the STV, which is very similar to the MUT-3 SE. CAN bus diagnosis. Okay. And this, what does this do? This is for me to input the VIN. Junk software. 5MT. I don't know how to drive a manual. Go back. Go back. Special function. Drive recorder. Data display. Can I choose data? No. Back. Back. ECU reprogramming. Is this because I haven't configured the vehicle? Okay, let's see, from 2006. Maybe I really have to enter this. Let's try it. ML32A 3HJ. Sorry for the hum in the background. I had to turn on the fan because I'm overheating. I don't have AC. It's just a fan. 1FH050391. Okay. Not helpful. Oh. Can I just select the system anyway? Maybe the software is mostly decorative. Alright, whatever, I give up. We don't need this junk. Home. Back. Exit. And this is what our log file format is. This looks incredibly useless. This is the VIN. The format I don't understand. The year. I'm not sure these two are. Alright, thank you for watching. Just for reference, if I did have a diagnostic trouble code stored, here's what it would look like. The FFD is freeze frame data, and it only shows these 3 data points: the odometer, the ignition cycle, and accumulated minutes. And this is so the dealer can blame you for subsequent issues if you don't take it in for service quickly after the check engine light turns on.